All right. Medicinal plants and poison plants and their compounds. Let's talk about that a little bit. There's more than THC out there in the world, there's more than cyanide out there in the world. So, what's the difference between medicine and poison? Well, in the words of Paracelsus, the dose makes the poison. For example, a little bit of caffeine wakes you up. Too much caffeine, and you will go into cardiac arrest. Some basics on poison. Dose is the amount of the substance, and it's measured in milligrams. So there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Response, what happens as a result, okay, of being exposed to a poison. And what makes something dangerous as a poison are the concentration, the properties, how often you get exposed, how long you're exposed, and how does it get in your body. So typically, things that are breathed in are very dangerous, much more dangerous than things that are ingested. And then frequency, for example, when you go to the dentist and they x ray your teeth, they make you wear that little lead apron. And that's because over the course of your lifetime, you're going to get x rayed a whole bunch of times, right? And x rays are dangerous for you. And so they want to make sure that they are like limiting how much of that exposure it is. So you're going to have frequency, but you're not going to get x rayed for all that long. The other thing that's important to understand about poison is it a local effect? Does it just affect like one part of your body? So, for example, if you get poison ivy or poison oak on your skin, that just affects your skin. But if you were to breathe in uh, smoke that had the oils in it that are from poison ivy or poison oak, that would be a systemic problem and that would be much worse for you. And is it reversible or irreversible? Is it an immediate or delayed? So when we did our fungus unit, right, we talked about many people were interested in poisonous fungus, and a lot of fungus poisoning, it's a delayed response, and then it's very often not reversible, right? Because once by the time you find out that it's happening, your cells have been destroyed. So plant poisonings in 2015, this was the most recent data I could find. There were over 28,000 accidental poisonings. And plant poisons work on the cellular level and they usually disrupt cellular function, most likely in terms of protein synthesis. And so once you disrupt protein synthesis, your cells disintegrate and there ain't no coming back from that. So very few plant poisons actually have any kind of antidote, and you just have to hope you haven't taken a lethal dose. What do I mean by lethal dose? Lethal dose is in toxicology, it is how much of a substance you have to take in order to kill off 50% of people exposed to that amount. Okay, and that's called LD50. So let's look at some numbers of LD50. So caffeine, it's 10,000 milligrams, and that's actually for an adult body, not kilogram. That's 10,000 milligrams will kill an adult. Salt, iron, if you take too much iron, it can kill you. Morphine, 900 milligrams, that's not very much. Aspirin, DDT, that's a pesticide. Cyanide, right, that's found in some seeds. Nicotine, 1 milligram per kilogram of weight. So, this is one of the reasons why cigarettes are super dangerous around kids because if a kid eats just a few cigarettes, they can get nicotine poisoning. Oh, put some venom in there, and then I have botulinum toxin in there just for fun because botulinum toxin is one of those things. It's a great example of it is used as a medicine, right? Botox comes from botulinum toxin, and it's a paralytic, and it's used to treat migraine headaches, and it's also used to treat wrinkles. But if you consume it, enough of it, not very much of it, it will paralyze your respiratory system and you will die of suffocation. So plants can be both medicines and poisons. So here is a nice long list of some poison plants. And here are some medicinal plants that you may have come in contact with. And if you look at this list, there are some that are the same plant. And that's because depending on how much you take of it, it could be used as a medicine or it could be used as a poison. So, what is a medicinal compound? It's the active ingredient in a plant that has a therapeutic effect, and that can depend on what it is. And one of the things that's really complicated about plants is that very often the active, like the thing is identified as being the medicinal compound. So, for example, THC and cannabinoids in marijuana, right, have been identified as being medicinal and having different properties. But it's plants, since they're these little biochemistry factories, right, and they make all these different things, and very often the effect of a medicinal plant is not just that one chemical substance, it's the concert of all of those things together. Okay. So this is just an example of some of the things that are found in the common sage plant, which is used in cooking, but it is also used as a medicinal plant. And there are all kinds of things in there. One of the ones that's really interesting there is estrogenic substances. So plants make something called phytoestrogens, and phytoestrogens basically mimic the effect of estrogen on an organism, and that can have disruption for your reproductive system, or it could also help your reproductive system. For example, lavender has some estrogenic substances, yams have estrogenic substances, black cohosh has some estrogenic substances, soy has estrogenic substances. So there's a whole bunch of things out there that mimic this. So some of the substances in plants that are medicinal, I'm going to talk about just some of these just to give you a wide overview. Pectin. Pectin is in plant cell walls. It's part of the glue that holds them together, and it is a type of soluble fiber, which means it dissolves in water. And apples are super high in pectin, and so pectin, anything that's got a lot of pectin in it, is very often used to treat digestive problems, and because it helps your digestive system function properly. Phenols are another substance in plants, and they're aromatic hydrocarbons, um, and they protect plants from predators by basically warding them off. And they work on your blood vessels. There, a lot of them are found in trees and shrubs. Salicylic acid is is derived from willow bark, um, and it is a type of phenol that comes from the willow tree. Flavonoids are a type of phenol that we come in contact with all the time, and flavonoids are really actually quite good at helping reduce um, free radicals in the body, which can cause cellular disruption. And plant pigmentation, um, all those colors, those are all caused by phenols, and they're toxic to microorganisms. And so that's why in cleaning products, you'll very often, like all natural cleaning products, you'll see using orange oil or grapefruit oil or lemon oil, because microbes die when they come in contact with this, which of course, if you think about it from the plant's point of view, right, you're trying to avoid being attacked by microbes. So that would make sense. Tannins are also a type of phenol, and they protect from fungi and predation by animals, and they cause tissues to like contract. It's that puckery feeling when you have something in your mouth. So it's been used to treat acne. It's used in tanning hides. Um, it's used in several different things. Tea is probably like the most classic one that we consume. So when you drink tea and it makes your mouth all puckery, that's why. Glycosides is a type of sugar in a plant. Coumarins are a type of glycoside, and they work on your blood vessels and your immune system. Turmeric is very high in glycosides. Cyanidinic glycosides are produced by plants to prevent predation. This is a picture of sorghum, which is a human crop that we eat, but it's also got cyanide in it. So if you don't treat it properly, you could actually poison yourself with sorghum. Saponins also reduce predation by animals, and they destroy mucous membranes. It's also what's used to make soaps. So snowberries, which are a native plant in Washington, are super high in saponins. Mucilage is a type of carbohydrate. It helps store water and food in the plant. It's super slimy. People take it internally and externally. Aloe, flaxseed, chia seeds, those things all are super high in mucilages. And if you take them internally, they help your digestive system. Alkaloids, this is the one we love. Um, they work on your nervous system and your digestive system. Anything that ends in "ene" is an alkaloid. And nicotine, morphine, caffeine, all of those things are alkaloids. Finally, volatile oils. Volatile oils are all about repelling insects, and they're also used in medicine for digestion and for breathing problems and for like relaxing muscles. Mint is probably like the most common one, but there's all kinds of other ones. A lot of aromatherapy is built on volatile oil use. So this last thing is a link to a poison garden in England at Aylworth Castle, and it's pretty fascinating. You should just go and look at it. So I just wanted to give us an overview of poison, poison versus medicinal, because now we're going to start looking at plants cure you or kill you.